Seasonal changes. Students, as we know, the earth revolves around the sun. This is one of a reason. Second, by tilting of the earth, because the earth sometime tilt toward to the earth or closer to the tilt toward to the sun, or sometime it's tilt in length of day and time. This is another reason. And is remain constant, and due to all these reasons we found these seasonal changes on the earth. Now, solstices. What solstice is? What is mean by solstice? At 2 point throughout the year, tilt of the earth's axis reaches its maximum angle compared to the sun and begins to move back other direction. The meaning of solstice means to stop, means the earth throughout the year, its axis tilt toward to the sun, which is the highest point, and from that highest point it moved back to other direction. That is called the solstices. This usually happens on June 21. On this day, the sun rays directly shine on the Tropic of Cancer, and on December 22, the rays of the sun directly shine on the Tropic of Capricorn. Means these are the 2 points of the solstices. One is the Tropic of Cancer and another is the Tropic of Capricorn. Throughout the year, the earth of axis tilt toward to the maximum angle toward to the sun. Once it goes to the Tropic of Cancer, they move back to the Tropic of Capricorn and again to the Tropic of Cancer. So students, you should remember always the dates on which day this solstice happens, on June 21st and on December 22. Now let's understood the summer and winter solstices. Summer solstice. Students, if you see this diagram, you found that the North Pole and South Pole, the North Pole tilt toward to the sun, and if you see the vertical rays directly fall or shine on the Tropic of Cancer. And in the winter solstice, if you see the vertical rays fall on the Tropic of Capricorn, means the South Pole is tilted toward the sun in the winter solstice, and in summer solstice the North Pole tilted toward to the sun. So what is the difference between both? So let's understand through this flow chart. North Pole is directly tilted toward to the sun. In winter solstice, South Pole is directly tilted toward to the sun. Mean vice versa. It occurs every June 21st. It occurs every December 22. Then in summer solstice, the longest day and shortest nights are experienced. Here the shortest day and the longest nights are experienced. The vertical rays of the sun strike the Tropic of Cancer. In the winter solstice, the vertical rays of the sun strike to the Tropic of Capricorn. So students, in summer solstice, we all know the June 21st is the longest day on the earth and shortest night we experience. And in 22 December is the shortest day and longest night we experience. So, if you understood this summer solstice and winter solstice, we know very well about the cycle of summer and winter solstices. Now, equinox. As the earth, equi means equal. So, equinoxes is what? As the earth moves around its orbit, it reaches 2 points during a year. The tilt of its axis causes it to be a straight relative to the sun. Means here, throughout the year, the Earth's orbit reaches 2 points and it's in relatively straight to the sun. During these equinoxes, this happens on 21st March and September 22. So students, the 21st March and 22 September, we experience the equal day and equal night. There is no difference between the time of day and night. So these are the times of moderate temperature. So equinox, through this flow chart we understood that equinox also, the spring equinox. So no pole is tilted toward to the sun. If you see here, the south pole and north pole are straight. It's never tilted toward to the sun. And in autumnal equinoxes, no pole is tilted toward to the sun. Here also the same position. Next, it occurs every March 21st. We experience the equal length of day and night. While autumnal equinox, it occurs every September 22. We experience equal length of day and night. In spring equinox, vertical rays of the sun strike along the equator, and autumnal equinox also, the vertical rays of the sun strike along the equator. So both the places, both the points, the north pole or the south pole are straight. The sun rays shine directly on the equator and other part also. Hence, half of the earth experience the day and half of the earth experience the night, but the length of the time of day and night are equal. So students, here are the some points to be need to be remembered. So Nicholas Copernicus and Sir Isaac Newton were the pioneers who worked on the planetary system or planetary movements. The direction of rotation of the earth is anti-clockwise from west to east. I already told you in the first slide, the earth rotates in the eastward direction, or we can say the anti-clockwise also. The axis of the earth is inclined at an angle of 23 half degree from the perpendicular. In other words, the axis of the earth is inclined at 66 half degree to the plane of ecliptic or orbital plane, we say. The rotation of the earth causes days and nights and deflection of wind and water current. The circle of illumination is the circle which divides the earth into day and night halves. The effect of inclination goes on increasing toward the poles. Revolution of the earth on its elliptical orbit is responsible for changing seasons throughout the year. Seasons change beyond these tropics. Solstices and equinoxes are positioned on the elliptical path around the sun that helps to understand why some places are cold and others hot. Solstices and equinox also help us to know the difference between the length of days and nights. Students, I hope so you understood the chapter very well. Thank you.